As self-defenders, we use firearms legally and morally only to protect life. Want to take your knowledge beyond the narrated videos? Join us on Active Self-Protection Extra and subscribe for multiple videos every week to help you get better in your defensive skills. Hi everyone, this is John with today's Active Self-Protection lesson out of Brazil. Here we're going to see a failed carjacking attempt that is going to teach us some important lessons about keeping your firearm on your person if at all possible, about using the opportunity that you have, and we're going to talk about the appropriate legal and moral use of deadly force. So we see the door close on this car where the victim is, and we're going to see from behind the tree there, this guy comes out, points a gun at him, opens the door and tells him to get out of his car. Well, the guy's going to do just that, give him up his car, but this guy that's the victim is armed as well. He comes back in and pops the guy several times. And again, the raw that I have linked in the description says that our carjacker didn't make it. And you're going to see our victim here kind of walk around and see, and I've left it kind of playing here so you see nobody else gets out of the car. There's not anybody else in the car here. And instead, this guy's just going to wait, and the guy dies in his car. All right, let's go back and learn some significant lessons out of this one. First of all, we want to pay attention to what's going on around you. That guy came up pretty fast, and this is why I say when you're in a space where you're getting in and out of your car, you want to make sure that you're paying attention to your surroundings, seeing what's going on around you. Now, I don't know if he'd have been able to see this guy, but looking for people that are paying attention to you that aren't where they belong, that's an important skill. Now, this guy comes right up and he opens his door. Folks, lock your car doors. The first thing you do when you get in the car is lock the door. So then that way that prevents somebody else from opening the door on you. As soon as the family's in the car, lock your car doors. That provides an excellent barrier to attack. Now, I do like that our victim here, when the guy had a gun on him, he didn't go for his gun. You can't draw from the drop. And this guy didn't, and I think that was the right choice. You have to wait for your opportunity, and when somebody has a gun on you and their attention on you is not your opportunity. So he gets out, puts his hands up, gives up the car, and that's fine. Now we see the guy drive and decide to go back in, draw his own gun, and drive back in on the guy. A couple things about that. Number one, if you got family in the car, if there are people to defend, this is beyond question okay. However, if not, you want to be very careful for a couple reasons. Number one, in most jurisdictions, it's illegal to defend property with deadly force. And once you've gotten away, you've inserted yourself back into it in that instance. And it's not justifiable to use a firearm to just defend your car in most jurisdictions. Now, the other part of that, though, is even from a practical perspective, you might say, oh, yeah, that's my stuff. But you've just inserted yourself back into a gunfight. You know that guy has a gun, and you're not guaranteed to win a gunfight. Thankfully, this guy did, but you're not guaranteed to win that fight. So better off to pay the $500 car deductible or $1,000 insurance deductible than get into an optional gunfight. I say this all the time. If I gave you $1,000, if I took $1,000 out of your checkbook and said, hey, look, you got to have a gunfight to the death, and if you win it, I'll give you this $1,000 back. Would you have that fight? Of course you wouldn't. That would be ridiculous. You'd rather take the $1,000 out of your checkbook rather than get into an optional gunfight. Well, that's what you're doing when you're defending your car like that, is for the price of your insurance deductible, you're getting into a gunfight. Don't do that. Be smart instead. Get out of the danger zone up there. Not people to defend. Don't get into optional gunfights. Instead, run away and cover your ass.